Hare Krishna everyone. On behalf of ISKCON Sydney and Sri Sri Radhanath Temple, I would like to welcome everyone for this evening discussion. Today we are discussing prayers offered by Brahma to Lord Krishna. Before we start our discussion, we will sing Jai Radha Madhava for the pleasure of their lordships. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी। यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे गोविंद गोपाला मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला गोविंदा गोपाला मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। राधे 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 श्री राधे गोपाल जय जय श्री राधे जय जय राधे श्री राधे जय जय राधे श्री राधे जय जय राधे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा गोपीनाथ श्री राधे। जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रमा जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय गौरा हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल। जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव। ओम नमो भगवते भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। So Hare Krishna. So before we start our discussion, we will take the blessings of from our Guru Vrinda. We will reciting the Mangala Charan prayers. Om Ajnanaatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitam Cha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhayevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. भूतेर्महद्भिर्यैमा पुरो विभो निर्मायशेते यदमोष पुरुषा भुङ्क्ते गुणाशो दशात्मका सोऽलङ्कृशिष्ठान् भगवान् वचांसि मे. श्रीकृष्ण शरणं शरणागतं कथामृतं सततपीबतं भक्तिवेदान्तमार्गपन्थनं सर्वलोक ऋषि देव जन्न प्रसन्नम सर्वलोक ऋषि देव जन्न प्रसन्नम. So Hare Krishna. So we have begun our discussion last week on Brahma, prayers of Lord Brahma to Lord Krishna, which appears in the 10th canto and 14th chapter. After giving a background why and in what circumstances Lord Brahma offered those prayers, we began the discussion of the first verse. In the first verse, essentially expressed Brahma astonishment of his appreciation at the extraordinary transcendental beauty of Lord Krishna. The topics of Krishna's beauty is a very big topic in Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and many other literature. It has been mentioned in a great length. But we have moved to our next verse, which is the second verse. So We'll recite the verse. Yasyapi deva vapusho madanugrahasya svechamayasya natu bhutamayasya kopi neshe mahi tvamavistitum manasantarena sakshatvavaiva kimuttama sukhanubhute. So it is very important verse from the point of view of understanding the theology or the Siddhanta of Krishna consciousness. If you see, first of all, you must try to understand who is Krishna, right? And then, like we know that sometimes people try to make the judgment about Krishna's pastimes and activities. So I'm talking about, like, the atheist people kind of. So, and without understanding the transcendental and the absolute nature of Lord Krishna's form, we cannot understand his activities. So Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tattvata tyakta deham punarjanma naiti mam eti so Arjuna. So one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again this material world, but attain my eternal abode, O Arjuna. So in this verse, we see that Lord Brahma himself says, my mind is completely withdrawn from the material affairs, cannot understand your personal form. Look at the Brahma's position. He is the most intelligent person among the created being and this whole universe. And if he has the doubt, what about us? So he said, Api Deva Vapusho. So this particular body of yours, O my Lord, which I am seeing in front of me, it is only because of your mercy that you have appeared in this transcendental original form. So it is very important point that Krishna appears by his Swa-Ichha, Swa-Ichha-maya. So first of all, Lord is Brahma saying you have appeared out of your free will, Swa-Ichha. And you cannot be forced to descend because of some material reasons. But there is a spiritual reasons also. Why you can force to appear? Because that is why the desire of your pure devotees. So when your pure devotee have a strong desire to see your form, you appear before them, because your nature is that you are controlled by love and bhakti by your bhaktas. Because just now we have finished our Damodar month, and we know the Lord can only bind with the pure love of the devotees. So Krishna's appearance is Swa-Ichha-maya. He appears out of his free will and his causeless mercy. And when we appear, we appear and we are bound by the laws of karma. But Lord Krishna is the master of that laws or karma, because he said, Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya. So those law of karma, it doesn't bound him. So in Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma is also glorifying Lord Krishna. He says, Angani yasya sakalendriya vritti manti pashyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmayas Sadujjvala vigrahasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So in this verse, Lord Brahma is glorifying the transcendental nature of the body of Krishna. And he explained in brief what it means to have a transcendental body. Angani yasya sakale driya vritti manti. So Lord Krishna has a limbs. Whether he has ear, eyes, legs, hands, so they are all Satchidananda form. Vritti Manti indicates that the capacity or the potency to act. So this is bewildering nature of Krishna's form, because we need to act. If we want to lift anything, we need hands. If we want to see, we need eyes. But Krishna can do any activity with any his senses. See, we seen in the process of creation of this universe, just by glance of Mahavishnu, the whole creation the process of creation is set in the motion, and the glance of Lord is necessary at every stage of creation of this material world progresses. So Pashyanti means transcendentally effulgent, radiant, shining body. And that body is made up of Ananda Chinmaya. So, Ananda means bliss, Chinmaya means full of knowledge, and Sat means eternal. His body is Satchidananda Vigraha. To such a supreme personality of Godhead Govinda, I offer my respectful obeisances. Lord Brahma is saying. They don't know the supreme transcendental nature, because I am talking about the people who criticize the Krishna. And Krishna says he is the finest and indestructible. How, just see how he is inconvincible is Krishna's form, and still there are some people who deny that very form of existence of personality of Godhead. We can discuss about this verse, but we can move forward. And the next verse is very beautiful. It's often cited by Srila Prabhupada. ज्ञाने प्रयासमुदपस्य नमन्त एव जीवन्ति सन्मुखारिता भवदीयवार्ताम् स्थाने स्थिता श्रुतिगतां तनुवान् मनोभिर् ये प्रायशो जितो अपि त्रैस्त्रिलोक्याम्. So here Brahma is giving here the formula for success. How, everyone want to be successful in our devotional life or service. So we have to follow this process. What Brahmaji is saying, one will never be able to understand the transcendental nature of the Lord, form, name, pastime, abode, or in the activities. So one has to give up the speculative approach. One has to become the devotee of or a bhakta. Namanta eva. And then the what he is saying, Jivanti sanmukharitan bhavadhiya varta. So one has to live by hearing constantly the glorification of the Lord, because Brahma is addressing the Lord. Varta means the topics. One should actually throw away the process of a speculative knowledge, and one should namanta means offer obeisances to the description of the glories, the names, the form, pastimes of Lord. One should hear this description from whom? From Sanmukharitam, from the mouth of bona fide devotee of the Lord. Why? Because Srila Prabhupada always explained that. Why we have to? Because if you listen from the materialistic point of view person's mouth, then it give the example, the milk is touched by the snake, because he is not a bhakta, so how he can glorify their lordship in a proper way? And in second part of formula he is saying, so one should be situated in one's own position, shruti gata tanovan manovir. So one should hear and offer obeisances to the Lord in one's own tanu mano, means body, mind and words. This is another important point. One does not have to take sannyas. Just get to association of devotee and hear, chant about Krishna. That is the important point. Even though Lord Kapila is also mentioning that the association is very important. And then Lord Brahma is explaining next, ye prayesho jito api asi traistrilokyam. And if one does that, one will not be able to conquer. Who is unconquerable in the three worlds? Another name of Lord is Ajita, one who cannot be defeated or conquered. Here is a formula to conquer the unconquerable. So Brahma is telling, so who is unconquerable within these three worlds can be easily conquered by even a simple-hearted, sincere devotee. If that devotee does what is mentioned by Brahma here, give up the process of speculative knowledge to understand Lord. One should accept from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, or and we should accept from the bona fide spiritual master, the disciplic succession, and do the devotional service. One should become a devotee of the Lord. And what is the third thing it's saying? The remain alive. Means to get that benefit, you have to be just like if you want to get the inheritance of your parents, you have to keep alive. So similarly, Lord is saying, maintain existence, sthane sthita. So honestly, not by cheating or exploiting, honestly with whatever your destiny brings, be satisfied with that. And as you maintain your existence, simply hear about the Lord. Santa Tukaram always give the example. ठेविले अनंते तैसेची राहावे मनी असू द्यावे समाधान. So whatever you get is your providence, whatever is the will of Krishna, and whatever he thinks is good for us, it's we should accept that one. So if these are the two things that you do, spend time as much as possible hearing about Krishna. Doesn't matter wherever you know, simply with the faith and devotion, because faith is very important. And satatam kirtayantam yatantasya dhrudhavrata. So faith and dhrudhavrata means we have to give the faithfully and without interruption. So come regularly with the association of devotee and hear about Krishna. And this is the perfection of love, and this is very important formula. So next verse, Lord Brahma is saying, Shreya shritim bhakti mudasyate vibho klishyanti ye kevala bodha labdhaye tesham aso kleshal eva shishyate nanyad yatha sthula tushavaghātinām. So again, a carry forward from the previous verse. Shritim means the part. Shriya means the highest benefit. And Priyas indicates that which is generally on the bodily platform. Brahma indicates that the most important activity for the human society, that process that can award the highest benefit to the human, is the process of bhakti to Krishna. So he said, Kevala Bodha Labdhaye. Labdhaye means to obtain. Kevala Bodha, trying to merge into the impersonal Brahman. So there are many who are attracted to the dazzling effulgence of emanates come from the body of Lord Krishna. So they follow the process of Jnana Yoga. So someone who give up bhakti and take up the speculative knowledge, Jnana Yoga, he only encounters troubles. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord speaks, Klesho dhiktaras tesham avyakta sakta chetasam. So he says to those people who follow this speculative knowledge, only get struggle and suffering and pain. For those that don't want this, who wants real benefit, should stick to the path of devotional service or bhakti yoga. Brahma gives here in this verse very interesting analogy or example. He said, Sthula Tusha. So Sthula Tusha means husk of the grain, means and Avaghatina, to beat. When you harvest, the grain come out of the husk, and the empty husk, whatever remain, will be given to the cattle. But if you keep beating that empty husk, you gain nothing. You have wasted your effort. Similarly, the process of Jnana Yoga is like that. Simply waste of time and labor. So better stick to the process of devotional service. And Lord says, Bhaktya mama bhijanati yavani yashasmi tatvata. So only by pure devotional service you can only attain me. And the next verse, Lord Brahma is saying, Pureha bhuman bahaopi yoginas tvad arpiteha nija karma labdhaya vibuddhaya bhakteva kathopanitaya prapedinijochutate gatim param. So Here is Lord Brahma is saying, "O Almighty Lord, in the past many yogis in the world achieved that perfect achieve the platform of devotional service by offering all their endeavors unto you and faithfully carrying out their prescribed duties. Through such devotional service perfected by the process of hearing and chanting about you, they came to understand you, O infallible one, and could easily surrender to you and achieve your supreme abode." So here the history has proved that what he is saying is true. Many yogis in the past actually took shelter in their process of hearing and chanting about Krishna. In this way, they perfected their life and went back to the spiritual world, to abode of Krishna. So we can give the example of 12 Mahajanas. So when Yamraj was instructing his messengers, he was saying, "Swayambhu Narada Shambhu Kumara Kapilo Manu Prahlado Janako Bhishmo Balirvayasakirvayam Dvadashete Vijanimo Dharmam Bhagavatam Bhata Guhyam Vishuddham Durbodham Yajnatmamrutam Ashnute." So he is telling who the 12 Mahajanas are. One is Lord Brahma, Bhagavan Narad, Lord Shiva, the 4 Kumaras, the Lord Kapila, Swayambhuva Manu, Prahlad Maharaj, Janak Maharaj, Bhishma Dev, Bali Maharaj, Shukadev Goswami, and Yamraj. And then he said that Dharmam Bhagavatam Bhata, "O my dear servant, this transcendental religious principle which is known as Bhagavad Dharma or surrender unto the Supreme Lord and love for Him is uncontaminated by the material modes of nature, because the bhakti is transcendental, it is not material. So material things will not affect the bhakti." Then he says, "Guhyam Vishuddham Durubodham." It is very confidential and difficult for ordinary human being to understand it. But then he says, "Yam Nyatvam Rutam Ashnute." But if the chance one fortunately understand it, he is immediately liberated and he returns to back home. So how we get the understand? In Chaitanya Charitamrita it says, "Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavana Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bij." We are like, we are repeated taking birth and death. Shankaracharya also says, like, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani Jatare Shayana. So here, so Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavana Jivan. So Guru Krishna Prasad. So we get the association with the devotee, pure devotee of the Lord. And then by the mercy of Krishna and the Guru, we actually start the journey of bhakti. So we can move to the next verse. So Lord Brahma is saying in next verse is, "Tathapi bhuman mahima gunasyate विबोधुमर्हत्यमलान्तरात्मभिः अविक्रियात् स्वानुभवात् अरूपतो हि अनन्यबोधात्मया न चान्यघा." So he says, non-devotee, whoever cannot realize you in your full personal feature, nevertheless, it may be possible for them to realize your expansion as the impersonal supreme by cultivating direct perception of the self within the heart. But they can do this only by purifying their minds and senses and of all conception of material distinction and all attachment to material sense objects. Only in this way will your personal features manifest itself to them. It is very nice actually. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya is mentioned, "Atah Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grahyam indriya seven mukha hi jivhado swayam eva spurati yada." So Atah Shri Krishna Namadi, this material senses cannot appreciate the Krishna's holy name, form, quality, pastimes. But what is the name? Na bhaved grahyam indriya seven mukha. So is a key. Seven mukhe hi jivado. When that conditioned soul is awakened to the Krishna consciousness, he renders service by using his tongue. that he can chant with his tongue, then eat the remnants prasadam from the lords, and then gradually he comes to understand who Krishna is. Swayam eva spurati yada. Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Tesham evanukampartham aham ajnanajam tama nashayami atma bhavasto jnanadipena bhasvata. Even though in Srimad Bhagavatam it mentioned Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdate. So learned transcendentalist who knows the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. The absolute truth is both subject and object, and there is no qualitative difference. Therefore, Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan are qualitatively one and the same. Some substances is realized as impersonal Brahman by the students of Upanishad, as localized Paramatma by the Hiranyagarbhas and Bhagavan by the Bhaktas. Only by the mercy of the pure devotee of the Lord, by associating with Lord Himself, one can being the process of realizing the personal feature of Lord. A process of culminating in pure Krishna consciousness, the final and the supreme perfectional of knowledge, which is bhakti. Lord says, Tesham eva anukampartam aham ajnanajam tama. So I show them the special mercy. Nashayami atma bhavasto jnanadipena bhasvata. So I become the knowledge, the lamp of knowledge, the darkness born out of ignorance. And then next verse, Lord Brahma is saying, Gunatmanaste piguna vimato hitavatirnasya kaishwaresya kalena yarva vimita sukalpair bhu pam shavam khe mahikadhyubhasa. So, Krishna is Gunatma, the soul of all transcendental qualities. This is how the Sanatana Goswami explained it. He says, in order to indicate how the Lord is actually Gunatma, He is full of unlimited, innumerable transcendental qualities. It is impossible for philosophers, the great devotee, to count how many qualities Krishna has. Even if it is possible to count atoms in the universe, it is possible, but you can't count the qualities of the Krishna. But actually, Srila Rupa Goswami in Nectar of Devotion has listed 64 qualities of Krishna. That doesn't mean that Krishna has only 64 qualities. For these qualities, Rupa Goswami and therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has chosen these 64 important qualities listed and given a brief description of each of them. So when we become attracted to the transcendental qualities of Lord Krishna, then one spontaneously and naturally begins to offer prayers to Lord, the process of Vandanam. And it's the 64 qualities. It says the Lord Brahma has 50 qualities. Then Lord Shiva has 5 more qualities, that is 55 qualities. And then Lord Narayan has 5 more, that is 60. But Lord Krishna has 4 more qualities. So which are the 4 more qualities? Rupa Madhuri, then Venu Madhuri, Leela Madhuri and Rasa Madhuri. Means Krishna has many, but it has been mentioned. These are the special, these 4 special qualities are there. So Lord says, Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yashasmi tatvata. Only by bhakti, only by the pure unalloyed devotional service, that I can be understood as I am. To performing great tapasya, by performing wonderful sacrifices, by even perfecting in the yogic process, one has no access of understanding Krishna. Because he says, Yoginam api sarvesham tad gatentara atmanam shraddha bhav bhajante yoma. What is a shraddha? Means faith. Bhava, with the faith. Bhajante mam, who is serving me, then I can understand to him. And they say, one, we can hear from who is surrender his life in devotion to Lord. Can the truth be revealed to us? By serving such great personalities, by the grace of Lord, he revealed himself. And that's why Bhagavad Gita Lord says, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadyakshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina, because they have seen the truth. And if we surrender ourselves, we do the devotional service unto them, then they will impart the knowledge. And the nice analogy is, we cannot force sun to appear. It appears by its own free will and the time of dawn. Similarly, when Krishna appears in the horizon of our hearts, when we surrender onto his lotus feet, without surrender and doing devotional service, Krishna will not appear in our heart. The next verse is very nice verse. Lord is saying, Tatte nukampam susumikshmano bhunjan evatmakritam vipakam hridvagvapubhir vidadam namaste jivetayo muktipade sadaya bhag. It's very nice verse. Lord Brahma in this verse actually explained that who is qualified for liberation into the kingdom of God. As we can see, the pure devotional service is not given for a small price. Srila Rupa Goswami mentioned in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu that pure devotional service is very rare. And that is nothing as difficult to achieve. It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam that Yuktanam api siddhanam Narayana Parayana Sudurlabha. Out of many people that have attained the stage of mukti, and out of many people that have attained the great mystic perfections, Sudurlabha is very rare. And that's why even though Bhagavad Gita Lord says, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavanamam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. Very rare that Mahatma is. So Narayana, pure devotee of the Lord. By such a person, only the selfless, causeless servant of Lord Narayana is peaceful, because he alone has reached his natural constitutional position. Because in Chaitanya Charitamrita it says always Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakele Ashanta and Krishna Bhakta Ataeva Shanta. So Krishna Bhakta is always peaceful, but Bhukti Mukti Siddhi, they are always unsatisfied. They will never satisfy, because they are after the material gain. But the bhakta is for the spiritual. He always do the devotional service unto the Lord. It says, Savaya Pumsa Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Radokshare Ahetukya Pratihata Yayatma Suprasiddhati. Supreme occupational for all humanity is that which awakens the spirit of unmotivated, uninterrupted loving service to the Supreme Lord. By chanting Lord's name or Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and by serving Guru or Vaishnava, that is all is required to awaken our natural love within our heart. The process of Krishna consciousness is joyful. How? Because we chanting, dancing and feasting. So why it is so rare? Because while engaging in this process of devotional, and we say Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pada Sevana Dasyare Puchana Sakhi Jana Atma Nivedana Govinda Dasa Bhilashare. So Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pad Sevana Pujana, Sakhijana, Atma Nivedana. The 9 processes of bhakti, but we can engage into any devotion process, you will attain the love of Godhead. So suffering will come to you because we know it's a reaction from our previous life. So we must come up to you. And why? Because we when the sufferings will come, we get purified. And the face any defeat is able to thank Krishna, to be grateful to Krishna and offer obeisances. The heart with one words and with one body, only such a person is eligible to enter into the supreme abode of Lord Krishna. So Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu explained the sixth principle of surrender. But we will talk about one here. To always depend on exclusively on Krishna's mercy. So whatever we receive, whatever we come in our life is the mercy of the Lord. In the next verse, Lord Brahma is saying, Parasya me Anaryam Ananta Adde Paratmani Tvai Api Mai Mayani Mayam Vitatte Kshitumatma Vaibhavam Hi Aham Kiyan Acham Vichara Agno. So, my Lord, just see my uncivilized appearance. To taste your power, I tried to extend my illusory potency to cover you, the unlimited and primeval super soul, who bewilder even the master of illusion. What am I compared to you? I am just like a small spark in the presence of a great fire. So Brahma talk about that he is tried to cover Krishna with illusory power. We know what has happened before. We discuss. However, Krishna counters this and places a stronger Maya on Lord Brahma. So comparing our own powers in any field as compared to Krishna is incomparable. Krishna's potencies are immeasurable, because we have already explaining previous now. Krishna's potencies are transcendental and we are material. We never understand it, but only by surrender unto Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, we will be understand a small amount of his potencies. And in next verse, Lord Brahma is saying, Atha kshamasva chutame rajo bhuvo yan hi ajantasastva pruthagi shamanina ajavab pale pandhatamondha chakshusha esho nukampyo mayinathavaniti. So therefore, infallible Lord, kindly excuse my offenses. I have taken birth in the mode of passion and I am therefore simply foolish, presuming myself a controller, independent of your lordship. My eyes are blinded by the darkness of ignorance, which cause me to think of myself as the unborn creator of the universe. But please consider that I am your servant and therefore worthy of your compassion. So here Lord Brahma is asking again forgiveness from the Lord. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary explained that Brahma wanted to present here the following argument to the Lord. My dear Lord, because I have acted so badly, I certainly deserve to be punished. On the other hand, because I am so ignorant, you should consider me an innocent fool and be merciful to me. Thus, although I deserve both punishment and forgiveness, I humbly beg to you, you exercise tolerance in this matter and simply forgive me and show me your mercy. The word Nathavan iti indicates that the Lord Brahma wanted to humbly remind Lord Krishna that he was after all Brahma's father and master and should therefore forgive unfortunate transgression of his humble servant. Now, by the Lord Krishna's mercy, this false identification is being recited, and Lord Brahma is remembering his constitutional position as eternal servant of the Lord. In Mukundamala Stotra, Kulshekar Maharaj is saying this Nath one, Shri Nath Nara Yana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Bhakta Priya Chakrapane Shri Padmanabha Chuta Kaita Bhare Shri Ram Padmansha Hare Murare Ananta Vaikuntha Mukunda Krishna Govinda Damodhara Madhaveti. Then he says, Vaktum samartho apina vakt kashit aho jananam vyasanam abhimukhyam. So he's taking the Lord's names and he say, although all people can address you, still you remain silent. Just see how eager they are for their own peril. So we have to struggle to get the mercy from the Lord. Brahma has the greatest position, wisdom. The Vedas come from him. He says, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. He is the original spiritual master, both spiritually and materially. He is in the highest position in this universe. Yet Brahma here is confessing in the presence of Lord Krishna. And that's why they asked Brahma. He's like, we know the story is here. I will quickly mention. So one time Lord Brahma went to Vaikuntha, and at the door he said, okay, you can tell Lord Narayana that I came. So Brahma came. So they went and told Lord Narayana, the doorkeeper, that Brahma came. So Lord Narayana said, okay, which Brahma? So they came back and asked. He said, four-headed Brahma. So by that time Lord Narayana invited all Brahmans from all other universes. So as soon as our Brahma went there, he saw the many Brahmas are there, who has 8 heads, then 16, 64, and just like multiplying. So, Brahma is feeling very happy to see how great Supreme Personality is. Krishna is appearing in a small covered white, looking for his friends. So Brahma put the heads on the lotus feet of Lord Krishna and begging for forgiveness. In next verse it says, Vaham tamo mahadam khacharagni varbhu samveshtitam dhagata sapta vitastakaya kridrega Vidha Viganitanda Panarucharya Vatandharoma Vivarasya Chate Mahitvam. He says, what am I? A small creature imagine the 7 spans of my own hands. I am enclosed in a pot-like universe composed of material nature. The total material nature, false ego, air, ether, water and earth. And what is your glory? Unlimited universes pass through the pores of your body, just as the particles of dust pass through the opening of the screen window. Very nice. So Lord Brahma realized his position. He is certainly the supreme teacher of this universe, in charge of the production of this material nature, consisting of complete material energy, false ego, sky, air, fire, water and ether. Such a universe may be gigantic, but it can be measured, just as we measure our body as 7 spans. Aside from this universe, there are unlimited other universes outside jurisdiction of this particular Lord Brahma, just as innumerable atomic, infinite fragment pass through the holes of screen window. So millions and trillions of universes in their seedling from other coming out from the body force of Mahavishnu. That Mahavishnu is the part of plenary expansion of Lord Krishna. Under those circumstances, although Lord Brahma is the supreme creator within this universe, what is his importance in the presence of Lord Krishna? Nothing. So Krishna uses big entities to show that if big personalities can make mistakes, that means we ordinary people will also make mistakes. For we know that Brahma prays, then Indra prays for Govardhan and all other. These are all big personalities. If they can make mistakes, we will also make the mistakes. After Brahma's ego was destroyed by Krishna, was he able to properly see Vrindavan and Krishna. Krishna may cause him to be forgetful. In next verse, it says, Utpekshanam garbhas tadasya padayo kim kalpate maturadhoksha jagase kimasti nati vyapadesha bhushitam tavasti kukshe kiyadapyananta. O Lord Adhokshaja, does a mother take offense when a child within her womb kicks with his legs? And is there anything in existence, whether designated by various philosophers as real as or as unreal? It is actually outside your abdomen. So here, Akshaja means the measurement of our senses, and Adhokshaja means that which is beyond the measurement of our senses. So Srila Prabhupada comments as follows on this verse in Krishna book. So Lord Brahma therefore compared himself to the little child within the womb of his mother. If the child within the womb plays with his legs and hands while playing touches the body of mother, the mother offended with the child? Of course not. Similarly, Lord Brahma may be the very great personality, yet not only Brahma but everything that being existing within the womb of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord energy is all pervading. There is no place in the creation where it cannot acting, since everything is existing within the energy of Lord. The Brahma of this universe and the Brahmas of many other millions and trillions universes are existing within the energy of Lord. Therefore, the Lord is considered to be mother. And everything existing within the womb of the mother is considered to be a child. So, the good mother is never offended with the child, even if he touches the body of mother by kicking his legs. So, Lord Brahma is praying Lord Krishna is full surrender and humble state of mind. And in next verse, Lord Brahma is saying, Jagatrayonto dadi samplavo narayanasyo dharana vinalat vinirgato jastvaiti vanavai mrisha kintishvaratvanna vinirgatosmi. My dear Lord, it is said that when three planetary systems are merged into the water at the time of dissolution, your plenary portion, Narayana, lies down on the water. Gradually, a lotus flower grows from the navel of Brahma, and Brahma takes birth upon the lotus flower. Certainly, those words are not false. Thus, am I not born from you? So, here, Lord Brahma is, in a good way, he is arguing with the Lord. Although, every living being is a child of God. Lord Brahma makes here a special claim because he takes birth on the lotus flower that emanates the navel from the Lord Narayana, the personality of Godhead. So ultimately, all living beings are equally expansion and transcendental body of the Lord. But Brahma has an intimate relationship with the Lord because of the activities of universal creation. He uses the word Vinigrata to beg the Lord's special mercy. Lord Brahma is called Aja because he is not born from any mother but rather emanates directly from the body of the Lord. As Srila Prabhupada states in Krishna, it is naturally concluded that the mother of Brahma is Narayana. On this ground, Lord Brahma is requesting special forgiveness for his offenses. In next verse, Lord Brahma is saying, Narayanasvam nahi sarvadehinam atmasya adhiksha khilaloka sakshi Narayananga narabhuta jalayana tachapi satyam natavaiva maya. Are you not the original Narayana or supreme controller? Since you are the soul of every embodied, being and the eternal witness of all created realms. Indeed, Lord Narayana is your expansion and he is called Narayan because he is the generating source of the primeval water of the universe. He is the real, not a product of your illusory Maya. So Lord Krishna is Narayana, the father of Brahma, because Lord Krishna's plenary expansion, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, after placing him on the Garbha ocean, created Brahma from his own body, Mahavishnu in the casual ocean, and Shirodakshaya Vishnu is the super soul in the everyone's heart, are also transcendental expansion of the supreme truth. Srila Sukadeva Goswami is glorifying Lord by saying, Narayana Paraveda Deva Narayanangaja Narayana Paraloka Narayana Paramakha. And then he says, the Vedic literatures are made by and are meant for the Supreme Lord. The demigods are not also meant for serving the Lord as a part of his body. The different planets are also meant for the sake of the Lord, and different sacrifices are performed just to please Lord. And in the 7th canto it says, Yasya Narayano Devo Bhagavan Ridhi Gata Sada Bhaktya Kevalaya Jnanam Dhunoti Dhanvatama Kruvat. So Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is full of all affulences, is predominant within the core of your heart because of your being a pure devotee. He always drive away all the darkness of ignorance, as the sun drive away the darkness of ignorance. So the words Bhaktya Kevalaya indicates that simply by executing the devotional service, one can become full of knowledge. Krishna is the master of knowledge. Aishwarasya Samagrasya Visarsya Yasya Shriyaha. The Lord is situated in everyone's heart. Ishvara Sarva Bhutana Ridheshi She Arjuna Tishtati. And when the Lord is blessed with the devotee, the Lord instruct him only a devotee. However, does the Lord give instruction by which to advance further and further in devotional service? In next verse, Lord Brahma is saying, Tache jalanstham tavasa jagadvapu kim me na drushtim bhagavan stadaiva kim va sudrushtam rudhime tadaiva kim no sapadyeva punar vyadarshi. So here said, Yache jalam sthanam stham stava sajjagadvapu. My dear Lord, if your transcendental body, which shelters the entire universe, is actually lying upon the water, then he says, Kimme na drushtim bhagavan stadaiva. Then why are you not seen by me when I search for you? And then he says, Kimva sudrushtam ridhime tadaiva. And then why though I could not envision you properly within my heart? And lastly he said, Kim no sapadi eva punarvadarshi. Did you then suddenly reveal yourself? So Lord Brahma here referred to his experience at the dawn of cosmic creation as described in the 2nd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Brahma took birth on the seat of the giant lotus flower, giant lotus whose stem emanate from the navel of Lord Narayana. Brahma was bewildered, and we know, where is about, what is the function, what is my identity. Therefore, he tried to trace upon the source of that lotus stem, searching after clear information. Unable to find the personality of Godhead, he returned to his seat and engaged in the severe austerities, having been ordered to do so by transcendental voice of the Lord. He could be heard but not seen. After long meditation, Brahma saw the Lord, but then again lost sight of him. Then Brahma conclude that the transcendental body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not material, rather than eternal spiritual form endowed with inconceivable mystic potencies. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur says that we should not try to see Krishna, we should try to serve him such that he reveal himself to us. However, Krishna is the supreme, he is easily pleased simply by singing the glories and qualities of the Lord through simple heart, and Lord will be pleased. So we'll stop here, and then we'll continue Lord Brahma's prayers tomorrow evening. Please forgive me if I said something wrong. Hare Krishna. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Samaved Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.